When you can make a narcissist realize that they lose, this is what will happen. Hello everyone. I'm thrilled to chat with you all today about a topic that is so pertinent in our lives. Today, we will discuss when you can make a narcissist realize that they lose, this is what will happen. I hope you take a moment to reflect on this and join me in this engaging discourse. Before we talk more about this subject, I want to thank you for always standing up for our cause. It means a lot to us that you want to talk about and share our content. When we acknowledge the narcissist's devastating realization of their loss, we understand that post-narcissistic relationships carry a unique weight. The loss of relationships is not just confined to the bond you shared with them, but extends way beyond that. Every connection the narcissist layers themselves into gradually disintegrates as they lack the core essence of a typical relationship. On the other hand, we value and recognize the worth of relationships such as the one we share. Your presence brings immense joy and pleasure to our community, and we cherish it dearly. Once the narcissist realizes the reality of their actions and their losses, they will eventually reflect upon the past and come to the realization that they made grave mistakes. They would lament, "How foolish I was to dismantle a relationship with someone as valuable as you." However, the consequences of their actions ripple beyond their lost relationships. The negativity cascades into other connections, family ties, and careers. It forces their loved ones to endure tremendous toxicity, causing their friends to back away and their confidence to leave. But my dear audience, we must remember that eventually the unfavorable elements sift themselves out. It gives rise to a new and wondrous world that is beyond the narcissist's reach. I would like to remind you that relationships carry immense value, and we must cherish them. Their loss will only hurt and make us question our worth. But let us remember that it is their mistake, not ours. It is essential to realize the malignancy of a narcissist's actions and move forward towards a bright and beautiful future. We all have been in relationships, and if we're fortunate enough, we have cherished and valued them immensely. But at times, we cross paths with individuals whose intentions are misleading and whose actions leave us bewildered and hurt. It's almost as if they orchestrated the relationship just to inflict pain upon us. They manipulate, deceive, and hurt us repeatedly. But do not worry, as their day of reckoning will come. Time has a way of revealing the truth, and so it shall be when the narcissist realizes the loss they incurred, and that loss was you. Now, suppose the relationship has recently ended and you are attempting to deal with the intensity of the situation. Recovery will require time and may necessitate letting go of certain things, such as jobs, friends, or family. Processing and dealing with the pain can be a long journey, but I assure you that you will heal and emerge stronger. However, forgiveness may pose a significant question. We are all taught to forgive and move on, but it is best not to do so in the case of a narcissist. They willingly put you through the trauma and destruction that resulted from your relationship with them. Their parasitic nature consumed everything and everyone in their path. They knew what they were doing and continued wreaking havoc on their current relationship, whether it was with family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, or members of communal organizations or religious groups. It's essential to understand that your doubt may arise regarding such relationships. At times we are so deep into the trauma bond that we think the narcissist's love for us is genuine or that they desire our betterment, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Their goal is to fuel this chaos, and they never remain in one place for too long. But have faith, my dear believers, for there will come a time when the narcissist gazes back and comprehends the magnitude of their loss that is you. That realization is beneficial and allows you to embrace your true worth. So remember, if you face discard or any trauma inflicted by the narcissist, it was designed and deliberate. You may have experienced being in a relationship with someone who repeatedly manipulates and deceives you, leaving you desolate and vulnerable. Imagine if they abandoned you during a pandemic, mere days before a cherished holiday, while you were constrained to remote work, a strategic scenario indeed. But let me remind you that their intention was never to cherish or value you. They wanted to leave you crumpled and alone, devoid of the resources they extracted from you. But they left something irreplaceable you. Your radiant presence, abundance, empathy, and love are valuable assets. Despite the illusionary foundation of your relationship, the narcissist was aware of your worth. Your uniqueness and devotion to the relationship made them feel as if they were on solid ground. Suppose you're currently going through a separation or divorce from a narcissistic partner or spouse. In that case, it's essential to remember that you have innate worth. The journey ahead of you might be challenging, but remember that the narcissist drained your energy and claimed months or years of your life. To the narcissist, marriage was an opportunity to exploit, a license to further their abuse. They view the exchange of rings as the onset of psychological warfare, a stark contrast to your quest for a loving, stable relationship. Therefore, remember that you are valuable and unique. Your existence has significance, and you are deserving of love and respect. Therefore, do not be afraid to embark on the path to recovery and healing. The procedure may be difficult, but it will be beneficial. We all have experienced varying degrees of relationships, but some of us have crossed paths with individuals whose actions were manipulative and deceiving. These individuals are commonly referred to as narcissists, and their toxic traits are known to inflict considerable damage upon those they target. You might be leaving such a relationship right now, or perhaps you've already done so, and if that's the case, you may have noticed something that is known as the Hoover phenomenon. This phenomenon represents the narcissist's attempt to lure you back into the damaging cycle that they continually perpetuate. But let me remind you that their true intention is never to cherish or value you. They are incapable of accountability, reflection, or true remorse. Regardless of the truth, they will still view themselves as superior to you. During your time together, they devoured your unwavering investments, and your value was overlooked. Their words held no substance, and their promises remained unfulfilled. Their texts became minimal and careless, and you were merely another pawn they could manipulate and control. But you are not a pawn. You are a unique and valuable individual who deserves love and respect. No one deserves to be subjected to such abuse, and it's essential to remember that what you encountered was their weakness, not yours. So keep pushing through. Your journey towards healing and recovery may have been challenging, but hold on to the hope that you have something invaluable you're worth. Remember, it's okay to take your time and heal at your own pace. As social beings, we have a tendency to seek out meaningful relationships. Sadly, some individuals we come across are not healthy for our well-being, and instead, they act with manipulative and narcissistic traits. If you have experienced such a relationship, you may recognize the pattern of behavior that such individuals display. They may be charming and attentive in the initial stages of a relationship, but soon they become careless in their approach towards you. You may see them invested in other conversations, responding to messages from different sources of supply. But remember, dear friends, that their careless and manipulative behavior is a reflection of their weakness, not yours. Over time, their hidden nature begins to unravel, and they inevitably sabotage each relationship they have, leaving bridges burned and missing out on social events. Their actions reveal their true essence, and they can no longer maintain their facade indefinitely. Their long-term friends may either be aware of their true nature and wish to avoid their retribution, or their infrequent interactions prevent the unmasking. As you journey towards healing and recovery, remember that you were never the problem. You are deserving of love and esteem, and you deserve to be surrounded by people who value and cherish you. We will continue to pray for your emotional and spiritual health. Remember that you are not alone, and that the future holds the promise of hope and better days.